We're live now, so um, we were all waiting on Crystal, everyone.
I'm so
Crystal.
sorry.
Crystal Mayo is the reason,
Ooh,
and you know I'm gonna give you hell because
I know.
it just wouldn't be right
I'm
if we
sorry.
didn't. It's okay though, but we're live now, so I'm just happy because if we missed that deadline,
I know.
they wasn't gonna have
That's
it.
so sweet.
Did you? Wait,
I
how about
did.
me? How about me and Mom was talking to you like this, and this what you was doing? I said,
Yeah.
you was your, hey, Anthea.
And I can hear
I was
everything
like,
I was saying.
we couldn't hear nothing you was saying.
Nothing.
Back it up.
So are you ready to roll?
I don't think she's
Mayo?
ready.
Look at her. Look at her.
She got a little artwork in the background.
Look at, hey, she has a whole stage. I love it. Mayo be having a production.
That is cute.
Thank y'all.
It's okay. We here for you. We got you. We love you.
I love y'all too.
What y'all did back when we was freshmen? I would die for you. Remember I did that on the stage. Okay. All right. Let's get serious. Are y'all ready to go?
Yes.
Everybody have their water. Everybody have everything they need. Oh, Monk got real water. Okay.
Yeah, this is communion.
Yeah, it's blessings. Blessings on blessings. Hello out there, podcast listeners. This is Corey with Survivin, the podcast, season 2. It's everything Corona, but as we grow this show, we realize that there's a lot more plaguing us than just this virus. Stupidity is plaguing us, irresponsibility, just a whole lot of things that's plaguing our community, our nation. And so this show has taken a whole 8 legs of its own, kind of like the nine-tailed fox from Lovecraft Country. So we're here, and I have a guest. I have a few guests with me, and I want them to introduce themselves, starting to my immediate right.
That's who?
That's you.
That's me. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I am Lamont, Prairie View A&M University. Oh, the Prairie View A&M University graduate.
Hey.
What, 3-time graduate, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah. Entering in class 98, Corey and Crystal. Good friends, great people. Excited to be here to talk about whatever we choose to talk about, man. Let's get to it. I'm excited.
Awesome.
I am Crystal Mayo. Came in 98 with Lamont and Corey Wilson, Prairie A&M University. I'm excited. This is my family, so let's get it going.
Welcome, both of you. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out because, as the world is opening back up, time is becoming of the essence. And so people are trying their best to do what they can to try to fit these type of podcasts in. And, podcasts is becoming very popular. And I love podcasts. It's my favorite pastime outside of reading a book or watching television. And so I'm just glad for you guys to be here. Like I said, we all went to Prairie View together, and we're all, we've seasoned to become some great individuals, and so as we age up, we start to realize and learn a few things about ourselves. But before we dive into what this episode is about, like I tell everybody every episode, because we are visual, what I'm doing is I'm educating voters. Like my shirt say, just vote. As you can see it, hey, divine personalities, vote. And so this episode, I'm talking about early voting. And what's important about it is we don't really, there's so much going on out there right now to stop us from voting. And as you can see, they're stopping mail-in voting. They're trying to say it's voter fraud. So if you don't have any other reason to vote, that should let you know that your vote matters. And so in the state of Texas, voting starts October 13th. That's the same date Apple announces the iPhone 12. If we can remember those dates together, it is important. So don't ever say, I didn't know. October 13th. And that means you can vote in any location in Texas as an early voter. If you wait until November 3rd, you must vote in your precinct. But outside of that, if you're registered to vote, you can vote anywhere. So it's very important. And if you didn't see the debate last night, that should let you know. Or if you did see it, that should let you know that you really should vote early. Avoid all ignorance. I don't want to hear anything about long lines because I see people waiting in line at Louis Vuitton and Gucci during the pandemic, and they look just like me. So I don't want any excuse. And if you need, wherever you are, if you're hungry, if you need something to eat, let me know. Just text me. I'll come out there and give it to you because I'm gonna be out there early voting as well. And like I tell people, I'm calling all of my party promoter friends. If y'all can bring the parties to the polls, like these shirts saying "stroll to the polls," if we could bring party into the poll, whatever it takes, let's get the people there. Because people like us, we like to have a good time. We like to enjoy what we're doing. But let's let people know that it's very important to vote. And so, and y'all have anything to add on that, Mon and Crystal?
I just hope that people are not on social media just talking in vain, right? Like we do a lot of talking sometimes, but we don't often back it up when it comes time to actually put the work in. And by work, I mean actually, like you said, going to the polls and actually casting our vote. I'm not quite sure how many people are actually registered to vote, but I really hope that we aren't just bumping our guns per se and not going out there and actually voting like we need to. Because it's a lot of people out here. It's a lot of people who are registered, but I just really want everyone to get out there and actually cast their ballot and vote.
Yes.
I totally agree. Y'all summed it up. It's just so important for everybody to go out and vote. And it's more important to even just go out and vote early. Vote early. I'm telling you, just get it out the way. Go and vote. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to get on social media. Just do your part. Do your part.
Very important. And you know, in Dallas alone, so just imagine in the Dallas County alone, there's almost over 300 different type of ballots.
Right.
And so I don't know if people know, but let me let you know. You know, people love to go into the to vote and say, "I'm straight Democrat." Republicans have set the tone to say that that is deemed a uncounted vote. You can no longer vote straight Democrat. You can no longer just hit a button and say Democrat. You have to vote every different person, every thing that's on the ballot. If there's a proposition, etc., you must cast a vote. You cannot go in there and say straight Democrat and walk out. Right. That is now deemed an uncounted vote. So for you guys who are watching, please print out a pre-ballot. There is opportunities for you to print that out. They're saying that you're not allowed to have anything in that voter's booth with you. You are allowed to bring in that ballot with you. So that means you can print it out early, do your research, see what candidate you like, don't like, go in there, have it circled. So when you go in there and you're trying to vote, you know who you're voting for. It won't confuse you. If there's some information that you want to take notes on, different propositions, etc., it's very important that you vote. There's also a website that I want to show you. It's called Here's Your Texas Vote. Everybody uses Texas Tribune for a lot of different things, but Texas Tribune has done a tremendous job for the state of Texas to know who's on the ballot. So you can go here and see. As you can see, that incumbent is on the ballot. We're trying to get him out. I'll say that. No one else has to. But we also have John Cornyn. This is an important vote for you guys. I don't want you to understand that. I don't want you to pass this up because, you know, we're not the popular vote, the Electoral College. The Electoral College only sits when it comes to the president. But this position is very important. As you know, the Republicans run the Senate. John Cornyn is a Republican senator. We as Texas have two Republican senators, Ted Cruz and John Cornyn. Ted Cruz's time is coming in a few years, but John Cornyn is very important. We got to get him out. Look at Mary M.J. Hager. Please look at her. She's very important. She's a very good candidate, and she's a Democrat senator that's running for senator. So please look at that. But also when you go through the House, it shows you on this website, if you want to look, it lets you know who is running for what. It's the race to watch if we're trying to turn, you know, the Senate blue. And it's also for Texas. Texas alone, we have our own Senate and House of Representatives. We need 9 seats to turn Texas blue when it comes to our own House of Representatives and Democrats, and state Senate as well. So if you go to this website, it's apps.texastribune.org, and I'll put it on my website. Look at that website, and it'll show you all the different candidates from every particular race to watch and to who you can vote for to do your research. Now, this does not account for what you have locally in your precinct as well. You must do that research too, and that'll be on your ballot as well. But this is when it's dealing with the U.S. District House, it's dealing with the state, it's dealing with the Senate, it's dealing with the Railroad Commission, it's dealing with your state board of education. All of these people are important. This is very important for you to watch. This is very important for you to vote on. And you cannot neglect this aspect. The Supreme Court of Texas, you even vote for that. Let's be very, very, very diligent on who we vote for. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, the Texas Senate. It's very important. So like I said, we want to look at this website. I'll send this out. You don't have to go anywhere else. You can write this down and you can do your research and see who's running for who. As you can see in some of these places, there's not even a Democrat running against some of these people. But we must get these people out, and you must get people that really looks like you, and you must get people to know who and what you're voting for and what you stand for. I tell people one thing: people that don't look like us, they know how to contact their constituents, and they know how to get them out. We just like to get on Facebook and we like to talk about it, and we like to just, we yell in the empty room. But there's phone numbers for these people. There's offices. You can email them. You can show up at their front door. You know how you have a lot of people have Senate Day, a day on the Capitol, and that they have, they pay lobbyists. Every employer or every occupation, they pay lobbyists to go lobby for literature or legislation for them, to better them or sit them better in a better position when it comes to insurance, when it comes to healthcare, etc. We should do the same. If you in your neighborhood feel like no one is out there voting or supporting you, take a day on the Capitol. I rest assure you that you'll see some change, because that's what it takes. You can no longer just keep saying my vote don't matter, or keep wasting your time posting these posts or something about look at all things all different. We don't have time for that.
We do
20-something days away from a vote, and we need to just vote these people out. So at the end of the day, that's my voters tip for today. That's my voters segment. We early voting. Everybody who's registered, I just want to shout out a lot of people. A lot of people went out and registered voters. That was a very, very huge effort. I know a lot of organizations. I know people individually. I've been to businesses where you go up and you're trying to get a table, and they have voter registration cards right there. So I just want to commend the people. I think to date, they said early vote has started in 3 states, if I believe, and over 3 million people have already early voted. So it's very, very important. I hope Texas does the same, because there were over 1.5 million African Americans that did not vote in 2016, and we don't even want to talk about 2018 when we had an opportunity to get Ted Cruz out. People didn't even move to make that happen. So let's not let that go in vain. You see what's happening. You see what happened with Breonna Taylor. You see what's going on. Not just Breonna Taylor. There's several Breonna Taylors all throughout this country, and the justice system must be turned upside down. It must be gutted out. It must be emptied like a black woman's purse. It needs to just be restructured. And I make jokes all the time like that, but I know this is a serious matter. Yes. So I just want people to understand how important it is. We have to. And like Brother Evans just said, if you don't vote, your opinion does not count
at all.
You're talking to nobody, an empty room. So any last words before we move through this episode, good people?
You said it all, man.
You did.
Oh, see what I'm saying? That's what I like. Okay, so now we got that out the way. Now we are voting. Since we are voting in 2020, this episode is about paying it forward. And everybody always hear about that. You got to reach back and help somebody. But, that looks different to a lot of people. And I know what's going on with the unrest, the social unrest in America. We have a lot of people that are trying to buy black. trying to support minority. You have major corporations who are saying that they must support, that it's imperative that they start reaching back to some of these minority businesses. But there's a misnomer in the African American community about paying it forward, about giving back, about pouring into one another. So this is very important, this episode. And today's survival tip, because I stole every survival tip, is I do things from the heart because I remember all the times I wish I had help. What does that mean to both of you guys?
Oh.
Ask the question one more time. Oh, I'm sorry. You drinking. You do.
Okay. It's not a question. It's the tip. It says, I do things from the heart because I remember all the times I wish I had help.
Okay. For me, with anything, if I could reach back and tell my younger self, for the ones that did, it was people before me that did reach out, including like you and Lamont. If I had known, really like listened a little bit earlier, I would have appreciated. I appreciated way more now than I did then. But coming from the heart, having someone just take me under their wing meant everything to me. It means everything to me, and because of the values and the lessons that I've learned from people that have taken me under their wing, I definitely want to continue to pass that to my peers and people that are younger than me. I hope I answered your question. I know it's not a question, but you asked the question after you said.
What does it mean to you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You did. What about you, Mom?
For me, I guess I've been in so many situations to where I've started different things, and it was just like a shot in the dark for the most part. You know what I mean? Because I've been the first. I've had an idea, and I didn't have anybody to reach out to, right? So it was just like research, and find out how you do it, fail, you know what I mean? And then find a better way to do it, keep researching, still find better ways, connect with people that you really don't know, you can't trust, and still find better, a trial and error basically. So it was trial and error for me in a lot of stuff that I've done. And once I figured out an easier way, a better way, a more efficient way, I adopted it, you know what I mean? And I passed that knowledge on to other people and whoever else that wanted to listen, you know what I mean? So it was about trial and error was my, for me, basically. And anything I could do to prevent somebody from going down the path and doing that same trial and error that I did, I would pass that information knowledge on, whether it be in business, whether it be in life, whether it be in work, whatever it is, I'm going to pass that on to whoever asks a question or whoever want to listen to my sob story. So that's how I operate. That's how I always operate. That's how I'm going to continue to operate, because I feel like, number one, it's enough money out there for everybody, right? So I can't make enough money for everybody else. You have your group, I have my group, Chris has her group. We all have different groups that we can touch. I can't touch Crystal's group. You know what I mean? She has her own thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own thing. So why should I try to hoard all the information for myself when she has a whole group of people that she can touch with the information I can give her?
Right.
That's my whole thing. If I have some knowledge that I can impart and share with her, why wouldn't I share it? Because I'm not going to be able to reach those people anyway. If I can give it, I'm going to give it. That's how I've always been. That's how I operate. Yep. I'm still going to continue to do it. I'm not going to ever withhold information, especially if I know it. You know what I mean? Now, if I don't really know something, I'm going to be like, hey, do this at your own risk. I tried it. I don't know if it worked, but shit, here you go anyway. You know what I mean? Right. But this absolutely works for me. Try to see if it worked for you. But I'm not going to ever be afraid to share what I've learned or what I've tried and what's tried and true. So I'm always going to share that information that I have and knowledge. So,
what's your website for your border? Is it asking about the hoodie?
BGACO.com. They only come out during homecoming, and so sad that homecoming is not here anymore. Oh my God.
BGACO?
Yeah, bgaco.com.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on the site right now. I take them down every year. So.
Well, you know, I like both of y'all's answer because there's a lot of times, and you know, me and my mom talk about this a lot. I am my mother when it comes to her drive and how she is to people. My mom she never met a stranger. She doesn't meet a stranger. One time she told me that people always say, "You're trying to buy this, you're trying to buy." If you have a good heart, your heart is just good. And so, like she said, you do stuff out of the kindness of who you are. That doesn't take any effort. Like there's not any money out of my pocket if I say, "Hey, Crystal, go here. Mom, go there. Do this." And I'm talking about everyone's always looking for $1. And I always tell people, everything in this world should not cost. Now, if you're that hard up, talk to somebody. Try to get you a better job, strategize, put you somewhere. I'm gonna just go in the part of a resume. Someone redid my resume when I was uber young. I'm talking about like 2009. I was still 4 or 5 years in the game in my career. And this lady took my resume and she did it. And she was saying how it was so like, this is what they were going for. So when she sent it to me, she sent me a PDF. And I was like, I need the Word document. You know, I need the Word document.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, that's going to cost you. And I said, what? She was like, $250. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay. So I needed it because, hey, she did it, whatever. But when she gave me that, y'all, I gave it to date. I know maybe over 75 people, young people and everything for free. And I'm going to tell you why. It was a damn good resume template. It was on point. I never got called back for a job. But let me tell you something. If somebody's looking for you to rebuild your resume, hell, they need all the coins they got.
Yeah,
so why don't you saying, oh, yeah, what it's going to cost you, you know, because it costs me. You know what? I was working at the time. She was on my coworker, whatever the case may be. So I do that. And now people be like, Corey, you killing the game. Like you watering it down. You should have charged. I just don't feel like that. I don't feel like, and I do it out of my heart. Now, you don't want me to do it out of my heart, don't come to me. Because I'm not gonna nickel and dime you to death. What I look like, because when I need you, I try my best to really call on people when I need them. I'm really gonna feel some kind of way when you ask me for it. Well, it's gonna cost you $50. It's gonna cost you $10. Because then I'm gonna be looking at you like, now you know that's lunch. I can give you that. But at the end of the day, I respect people's hustle. So that's why I look at this like, I've been in places where, like you said, I failed fast and nobody ever knew. I failed because guess what? It's a hard ass world out there. And I think people look at you and they look at this and they look at the final outcome and they say, oh, this is great. Oh, look, Corey, so, oh boy, you so lucky. No, there was a lot of nights where things just didn't happen for me. So that's why I say I see young entrepreneurs. I see people how they hustle. I see people nickeling down. I know the conversation when they come. Hey, can I talk to you? Hey, it's like this Forex stuff. Nothing against Forex. If you're out there and you in it, good job. Corey, that's not me. Don't call me. Don't DM me and ask me if I want to make any more money. But this is what I'm saying. I know what that sounds like. So in my mind, I'm going to try to support you. I tell people all the time, I'm going to do what I can. It's the right thing to do. If I leave this earth tomorrow, guess what? My legacy should be intact. Now, that doesn't mean everybody like me. I'm not here to be liked by everybody. And I don't give a damn about that. But if I helped you in any way, just know I'm not coming back for residuals. I'm not coming back for that. And that's just what people, people build themselves upon that. So that's what I take from that. Do it because you care.
Right.
Because there is no book, and we talk about that. Buying Black, there is no book on starting a business. My business got started very, very ugly, and we'll talk about that later. But it happened, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad about that. So as we're moving through the survival tip, just talk about your business profile and just say, how did it get started, et cetera, like that, and what actually happened. So, Ma, you want to start?
Oh man. What's business are we talking about?
See what I'm saying? Entrepreneur.
Come on.
Entrepreneur.
So I guess we could talk about the t-shirt, the clothing line. I was spending like money on shirts every weekend, right? because you want to look good when you go out, and you want people, you want something that no one else has. And to me, you have to spend a little money, so people don't really see that. You see that shirt that you have, it's a new shirt, no one has it or whatever. And I was spending like $30 on a t-shirt, man, like consistently. And I was like, man, like, why am I spending this money on this shirt when I got some stuff in my head that I can put on this t-shirt and I can, do it myself. So I got that in my head, and I started like doing designs or whatever and getting them down. And I just went with it one day. And I called a design guy up, a t-shirt guy. And man, didn't know anything about making these big orders, Corey. So I was like, man, I got this idea. It's going to hit. Dude was like, how many shirts you want? I said, 100 shirts. I was like, bet. He was like, what size? I was like, shit, I don't know about sizes now. You took me too far. So I broke down the sizes, man, all across the board, all across the spectrum. So I'm sitting like 100 shirts, man, different sizes. Didn't move. Sitting on them, right? And I was like, man, it's not the business right here. I can't keep going like this. So I sat on the shirts, eventually moved them. By moving, I mean I gave them hoes away because no one really bought them. So I looked for another business template that will work for myself and what I was doing. And Corey probably gonna get into this a little bit later because I told him about how I did some of the shirts or whatever. But that business model worked for me, and that's what I started doing because I found myself not having the capital to produce those big volumes of shirts to get the little bitty price that they do for you when you print big volumes. So the bigger the volume, the smaller the price on each individual t-shirt. And I couldn't really do that because I wasn't moving that much product. I'm one person. I'm not an entire store to where they can buy, 500 shirts for like $1 or $2. So that's how that business started. Now I'm into this business. So me and my wife own a wine bar now down here in Lake Jackson. So that's doing pretty well. People like wine, they drink and they buy. So that was like a matter of putting everything together and making the numbers work and making the numbers fit, finding a location that could work for the both of us because we still work, and making sure that it's not going to take away from our household, making sure we still can afford to live the way that we want to live without sacrificing anything. So that takes care of itself. And it's just basically a setup for us for retirement. It's not, we can't walk away from our job right now, but in the future, that's what it's for. We're not trying to basically leave everything right now, but it's just for a setup for the future. I'm always constantly thinking about, damn, what's the next move, right? Well, the next move is that. It's already there. It's established. We're getting it to grow the way we want it to grow. It's a turtle's pace, but, slow and steady win the race for me. So that's the next move. We got the wine bar going. I still do the T-shirts and the apparel. I do the Alta Vista shirts for homecoming usually. But that's it, man. Like it's been a slow and steady pace for me. I'm not out to get rich. I got degrees, so I don't need all the extra hustles and all that stuff right there. So this is just something I like to do on the side. It's a pastime for me, but my time is, is about to be shaken up right now because we're expecting a little boy. So all that stuff is, it's not being diminished per se, but I gotta use my time wisely now. So absolutely. My wife she's gonna be on my ass about waking up and handling the baby business and all that. So I gotta make sure I got to take care of the household stuff first. But to answer your question, man, that's how my stuff got started. I was spending money on other people's product. When I looked and I was like, look, man, you can do this for yourself. And that's what I did. I did it for myself, and people bought my product, they bought my shirts, and I'm never not willing to impart what I've learned to somebody else. Even with this wine thing, I have a homeboy in Houston right now that started his wine bar. I gave him my connects. I gave him the products. I gave him everything he needs to know. I gave him the numbers. I gave him every single thing he needs to know to be successful. So he's jumping off right now and doing very, very well for himself. So I'm always willing to help and to do what I can to put people in positions to win and be successful.
Awesome. Mayo?
Totally different story. I'm an artist. I'm also I work full time as well, but for the longest I did not even consider myself an artist. Started doing paddles at Prairie View. Most people know the story. Graduated. I had trouble struggling trying to find a career path because it wasn't going my way. Kind of got lost in the sauce, paying attention more to my peers than myself. People started requesting more paddles, and my sister said, Crystal, why don't you start a business? Social media wasn't out like that during that time, but word of mouth at Prairie View, I was making business at Prairie View. So finally got that squared away, documented and everything. And it started out very slow and it was very discouraging. Never really got too many emails. So, I said, let me just put that on the back burner. Let me just, try to go back to school and find a job. Found a job and social media started popping. I said, let me join Facebook and let me get on Instagram. My sister said, you should create an art page for your Instagram. And once I did that, it was a slow start. And then I'm known for doing grad caps. Lamont used to push me to just do so many different things. I was doing canvases, but the grad caps is what really kicked it off. Started getting noticed. People started sharing my work. And I was doing a lot of grad caps, but I was devaluing my work and my time. And that's what money. How much you charging? What you doing? Devaluing myself. Talking to Corey. I've talked to other people in business. It's been a struggle because it's not too many artists that I know. And so when I've talked to other artists, a lot of people do not know how to value what their product and what they're selling. And it became overwhelming for me. So over a period of time, because I was working full time, I really started valuing my products, and I started going up and up and up. And I was hoping that people would say no so I could sleep at night. But they were like, yes, I'll pay that. So not to be outrageous with it, but I charge a lot. Well, to me, I do think that it's a lot, but it is my time that I spend because it's really detailed if you haven't seen it. So
very.
With that, it came along. Other new artists started following me that never, because some people think that I actually am the creator of grad caps, which I'm not. I saw it at Prairie View, and I started doing caps, and that's how that went. But a lot of people started hitting me up, like inboxing me, like, how do you do this and how you do that? Of course, at first I was really quiet, and then I said, you know what? I need to let other people know, especially, Black-owned businesses, they're trying to get their jump. I felt like younger artists started looking at me as the beacon of like, what are you doing? How are you posting? How are you marketing yourself? How are you getting known? Because it really took off in like 2017 once it hit the Shade Room, and then it started going on BET, Ebony.com, Boss Up, BuzzFeed. And
she wanted to charge $25 to do a grad cap.
I was, but I wasn't doing portraits and stuff at the time.
But it was still one of a kind.
Yeah, and so because of me, what'd you say?
Oh, there you go, trying to devalue.
I did. I don't do it anymore. I definitely do not. But when people inbox me or I started like a little group with these young ladies and talk about issues, and I help them with what I've learned from emails and customer service, and just how much you charging. Make sure you value that, because it's, like I said, it's really hard to try to figure out what's your value for your art. And so after that, I said I wanted to start doing other stuff. Like I want to work smarter and not harder because it does take a lot of time. And I do love my job. I don't want to quit at this time right now. I don't want to quit. I love my job. I want to do other things. So I want to continue to teach these younger and older people that are also getting into grad caps. And during quarantine, I'm teaching myself how to do digital art. And, you know, talking with Corey, he's been giving me some good words of advice of how to, you know, make more money with my designs, you know, because I make tons of designs, but, you know, now I want to make money using those designs and, you know, getting them out there. So that's my story, I guess. You know, I don't think if I went into detail, I'm pretty sure we'll go into more detail when you ask more questions.
Yeah, I appreciate both of you guys because I remember what's so funny is that Crystal Mayo, they were going to a Tau Beta Sigma convention,
Ooh,
and we were still in college at the time, and we were doing band camp, high school band camp. We were sitting there doing monitoring them badass kids, and Mayo had like this bags and bags of paddles, and you know, everybody knew I could draw a little bit, so
right.
I was helping her, and she was doing so well, and I was like, you should really take this on the road. But like she said, you know, when you're in your moment, you really in college, we didn't have social media and stuff like these kids have now. So we were just trying to get a degree and get out of school. You know, we weren't looking at like, this is going to be our legacy. Let me grow this. We're like, man, let me get out of school. And even with Lamont and a lot of people, like you said, people think you created the grad cap. People think I created the way I print my shirts. But there's a small story that I wouldn't really be where I am if it wasn't for Mon. And people don't know that. And there's a story about it because when we went viral, because I've been drawing since I was in school, high school, middle school. I drew since I was in the 5th grade. I'm like I tell Mayo, we argue about this. She's gifted. I'm just talented, as you will. She say it goes hand in hand. Yes, but like I can draw, but she can draw. But you know, we'll talk about it. We'll argue about that. We argue about it all the time. But when I decided to go viral with this thing, people don't know that there was a small white family in Arlington that I went to, and I depended on them very, very hard to do all of my printing and everything like that. And y'all, they failed me. And one time I went to homecoming, and they did not meet my deadline. And let me tell y'all, they did not even care. And I told them that I was setting up for a large event tomorrow, and I had money riding on this event. And y'all, they didn't even meet my deadline. So I had to go to Prairie View with what I had. Luckily, somebody came in from Dallas that night, and they brought me some shirts the next morning, a little bit of what I had. The color was wrong. It was terrible. And I felt so bad. Like I in my mind, I was like, damn, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so Mon came out with Alta Vista A&M College, just a t-shirt. And when I saw that, I said, man, Mon. I said, who do your print? He said, Holly Mouth Line. Lamont gave me the plug. He didn't say, hey fam, it's gonna cost you. I really don't know. He said, this is what I do. This is how I do it. This is who you need to contact. Remember, I contacted your person. They were a little slow booger, but I started doing research and I started hitting them up. Hey, there's another place you can use. And that's where it went. If it was not for Mom posting that shirt, y'all, I probably would still be dependent on somebody else to do my printing because, like they said, I have a full-time job. I love being an architect. And at that time, I was fully invested in architecture. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about construction. I don't want t-shirts to be my full-time position. And I tell people that, people laugh at me. You sell yourself short. You devalue yourself. I always tell people the next great designer is around the corner. Yeah, I have custom stuff and this is one of a kind, but tomorrow somebody else is going to be custom and one of a kind. Yep. So we just eat the piece of pie I'm given at this time, but let it not consume me to the point where everything else fall around me. Right. So I would have still been dependent on somebody else, and I didn't want that. And so that's why I say I was glad. And when Mom put me down, I had to invest in my own equipment. I had to go down that road. So never be ashamed. And I tell people all the time, Mom was like, man, you killing this t-shirt game. But I would not be killing it if I never called Lamont. If he never posted that shirt, I would have never reached out because at that time, y'all, I was starving. I was losing money. I was hemorrhaging money trying to make this thing work, all because of one shirt went viral. And so that shows you that it was never my dream to start a t-shirt company because I've been doing t-shirts forever. I've been doing Clash t-shirts and all that, but everybody wanted me to succeed. And I didn't even want my own self to succeed. And I remember Jenny came to me. She said, Corey, I got your business side. I'll do your DBA for you. I didn't even know what a DBA was. And so this is how you pour back and give back. And if you went into that moment where I'm going to just hold this monster in, trust me, they're going to get it somewhere else. But then you're going to regret not reaching out and not helping somebody. And so I tell people all the time, you just don't know how to pay it forward. And so this episode, I hope that everybody learned a little something. And it doesn't even have to be a business. It can be life. It can be experience. It can be on the job. You know, sometimes we always talk about we're the only black in the room. Sometimes we like being the only black in the room because it keeps confusion down. But that's not the way the world works. Right. Sometimes you have to put your foot in the crack of that door to let somebody else in. And so I hope that by the end of this episode, everybody be impelled to just pay it forward. Don't look for a shout out. Don't look for your name to be in the wall, etched in the wall, or a trophy, or you can poke your chest. Be proud knowing, because like I say, man, I've done so many logos for people, and these people have catapults. I know people got product in stores with my logo. And let me tell y'all, I just smile. I'll be like, man, I hope I did that. And this and this. I'll be excited for them. But you don't hear me getting on Facebook, yeah, that's mine right there, player. Right. You know, people are like that. And in our community, we're like that. And like I said, me and Crystal talk, we're going to go into a little more detail about how people steal your stuff and claim everything. We really I think this is a good episode. I hope for people really take heed. We're not going to try to take too much of your time, but we're going to move through this. So speaking on that, like, what does it mean to pay it forward for you guys? Like, what does that mean to y'all individually?
I feel like that's all we've been saying, you know, telling our business. Like, it's so funny how you put me and Mon in this podcast together, because I just remember how Mon used to get on me so much, and he's not an artist, you know. I'm just going to use him as an example in regards to pay it forward. I feel like Mon has given me all the tools that he knew in regards to art, even though he did not, he probably never drawn anything or maybe sketched it out, but just the tools and the connects he's had, you know, like the what did you guys do like within the last 2 years when y'all done like
the artist showcase,
art show, just putting all of us out there, when, you know, just connect. And no, I did not sell any of my art, and I feel like he's like my big brother sometimes, even though we're 98. But in regards to just, he wanted to see me succeed. And a lot of my sorrows, you know, just people in the band, you know, fam, like, they want to see us succeed. So they're always sharing my work. So like, I'm going to say, even paying it forward, just even sharing, you know, somebody's work and telling somebody, the next person, like, you know, when people, I'm looking for a recommendation for a grad cap, you know, I see my name, you know, being mentioned, you know, you don't have to buy nothing from me, because I know it's kind of hard when I'm just doing some certain things, but just paying it forward by liking a post, commenting on a post, sharing the work, or letting somebody else know. And then, like, with using Mon, and same thing with you, Corey, you know, because you know, me and you like looking at digital, like Procreate and all the different things that they have on these iPads now, teaching each other, even though we doing some of the same stuff, but like different paths, but just giving out information, you know, things that I didn't know, like the people, like these other artists that like, you know, Mayo, where have you been? You know, I'm learning this. Oh, I just got an iPad too, you know. I'm giving them the links to who I'm following, who I'm learning tutorials from, you know, like, provide that information. I'm not trying to keep that to myself. I want everybody to be successful. And those vibes, those different lessons, the way that I've been treated, you know, in regards to getting support and help, like, it is rubbed off on me, and I want to spread that love to any and everybody that want to follow that same path.
To piggyback on what you were saying, basically paying forward to me, it's just giving people the information that I have, period. Yep. Like, whatever I have, I'm gonna share it. I'm not gonna hold it back. Like I can't draw. I like art. That's all I can. I love art. I love looking at it. I love seeing it. So I'm gonna say, Crystal, man, forget these grad caps. Get on a canvas, man, and put your stuff up. Like, That's where it's at. Forget these caps. I understand you love it. I understand that you like it. I understand it's paying the bills right now. But get on the canvas and put $500 on the canvas and watch it sell, right? Yeah. But Crystal want to do it. Crystal want to do it. I can't push her. But you know, I was trying, Corey. I was trying, but she didn't want to listen to me right there. But
Crystal hard hitter, but she, you know, yeah, we'll talk. Come on,
she gonna get on it eventually. But Crystal, I see a talent in her, man, and it's like I really want to push her.
It's a gift. Like to see some of the stuff that she has already cooked up.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I see it, and I'm like, dang, man, put this on the canvas. Like, put it down there and let people see it and watch it jump off the shelf. Because I look at art all day long, man. I can't afford the stuff I look at, but I know some people that's really, really talented. And this one person sitting on the screen right now looking at me. So I pushed her and I push her, you know what I mean? That's why I always bring her in and like, look, man, why don't you do this? I pushed her so much, man. I know she got tired of me at one point in time. She probably blocked me, but
look at her, no.
She did. I ain't care though, but I kept doing it because I love her like that. You know what I mean? I see she's talented, and I'm not gonna allow her to just settle. You know what I mean? I can't. It's not in me to see her be as successful as she is and have that talent in her to just settle for
a bad man.
Bingo. So
I'm glad you touched on that because Crystal worked hard, and so I wasn't steering her away from the grad caps because let me tell you something. When she went viral, when they put her against other grad caps, her shit was soaring over the rest of them.
Right. So everyone knows that.
I was trying to help her like find a way to get with some. I know it's a company out there somewhere. Submit some of those generic designs she had, and they can multi-produce them. And then so when somebody come and say, "Hey, I want a Delta grad cap," get the generic, and you do the restoration, made the name or whatever, customize and push that way. Because she had to. It's so. When you are an artist, people don't understand the time that's put in. So Crystal had to start charging, and she only could have I think it was like 18 slots or maybe 20. It was 10. And I was 10. See what I'm saying? I was like, find a way where you could turn those 10 slots into 50 slots. So all the base of it, boom, bam. And then guess what? My name is Corey. Put Corey Alpha. Okay, here you $150. Boom. But if you say, no, I don't want nothing like that. I want this. Okay, that's gonna cost you $600.
Right.
And I told her people will pay. Because there's
for a Crystal Mayo piece.
When I seen that they kept saying, I said, well, let me go up. And they just, okay. You know,
and we talked. Remember we talked about that, and she was like, "Yeah, it's a lot." And I said, and it's not something that can happen overnight. No, but I said, look above, look beyond. You could do this 10 slots right now. I said, but nobody's gonna stop contacting you because you're gonna fall out. Because guess what? Now people are studying your craft and trying to become the next you, and it's not working. You can see the stroke. You can see the penmanship. It's different. And I told her that, I said, you're gifted and it's okay to accept that gift. And I said, and you know, at the end of the day, you just want to make sure that you are doing what you love. And if love don't cost a thing, as they say, go for it. But I don't want you to be so exhausted to where you leave your talent because you're overwhelmed. No, if it's because it's pay, if it's because you don't have this and that, tell us and we'll get you there. Because remember we had a talk with you and Barbella, and it was like we believe in you. And so to me, that, like you said, man, I'm glad you touched on that. Keep going.
Don't be attacking me out.
Let me get out Crystal for a moment. Paying it forward basically is sharing whatever knowledge that you have, like you were saying earlier, for free. I'm not gonna charge you for something that I've been through. Like that's me. So I'm gonna give it to you. And it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with it. I'm going to give it to you. If you keep coming back and ask me over and over again, I'm going to keep giving it to you because that's the person I am. I'm going to keep letting you know, hey, okay, well, it didn't work this time. Try this. You know what I mean? If this is something that you're passionate about and that you want to do, keep trying it. I'm gonna be here with you. You keep asking me questions. I'm not gonna get upset. I might get a little bothered if you hit me at the right moment. But I gotta look past that and think, okay, well, this dude is trying to do something, right? He is trying to be an entrepreneur. He has a goal that he's trying to accomplish. So I can't knock him for that. Because everyone don't have that in them. Some people are just complacent when they're at, you know what I mean? And I can't knock him for trying to do something more. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna always give myself and give them what they requesting and what they want if I have it. You know what I mean? So that's paying it forward to me. Like giving the other person, imparting my knowledge, what little knowledge I have, to that other person if I have it.
I like that. And so when you're paying it, you're doing what you do, and as you pay it forward, see, I believe in a higher being. I believe there's a God. So when you pay it forward, God will elevate you. So let's talk about it. Like when you're paying it forward, you're successfully carving out your niche and you're elevating and you start rising to the top. Everybody can't travel with you. And that becomes a situation, that becomes issues where you have to start, leaving people right where they are. And I think Snoop Dogg just did an interview when he was interviewing someone. He was telling them, hey, if you have to keep going back, like, oh, I got to keep going back to the block. I got to keep going. He said, you got to stop because after a while, they're going to start meeting you where you are. So let's talk about that. How do you grapple with losing people that you really, really care for or really, really was down for you when you're traveling alone to start this business or to start this travel or path of life and you feel like you have to go it alone? Because when you elevate and when you start bringing people with you, sometimes people put their dead weight on you. So let's talk about that. How do you guys move?
Hey man, I was raised the only child up until middle school, so I don't have a problem with being by myself. Okay. So I'm good. I know myself. I don't have an issue with anything, but I love people. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I understand that everyone can't travel with you. Yeah. Sometimes it's a road by yourself. Even your companion. Sometimes they might not understand what you're going through or what you have to go through to get what you need. So I understand that for myself. I know one of my good friends might be dealing with the same thing right now. That level of starting a business, being successful, and other people looking at, oh man, he think he this and he doing that, and people kind of being a little envious. I've kind of dealt with that stuff for a while. You know what I mean? I don't have the most money. I don't have the most shoes. I don't have the most cars. I don't have none of that stuff, but I'm decent. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot. I'm blessed, but some people can't. They don't think about being blessed. You know what I mean? For some reason. So I've been dealing with that for a while. I'm accustomed to it. I'm used to it, and some people are not. Some people aren't built like that. So for me, I'm good with it, man. If people aren't wanting to be around me or aren't okay with who I am, that's fine. Like I've been raised as the only child, like I said, up until middle school. So I know myself. So I don't need anybody being around me to validate who I am. You know what I mean? So I'm good with that. I'm good with who I am. I'm good with the people that my little small dot of a circle. So that's just me. That's just me. So like I said, everybody can't go with you. Everybody's not gonna go with you. Some people are just in your life for that little season.
Yes.
And you gotta look at them. That it's seasonal. That's what you have to look at it as. Everybody's not gonna be there. Everybody's not gonna be at the finish line. Some people are gonna pass you the baton, and you gotta keep it moving. And that's what it is.
Stab you in the back and push you forward.
That is.
Totally different for me. I'm the youngest out of my me and my sisters, and cousins. I love being around people. When I got to Prairie View, you start finding your cliques, band, family, sororities. And when I started this, to me, it was hurtful for me because I just didn't expect the type of response from certain people. And it bothered me. And, I had to do meditation, pray to God, refocus. Like I said, I do feel like it was partially my fault because you start focusing on your peers, and like everybody's doing different things and different levels of success, and like you start pointing back at yourself like, okay, when is my time? And I just had to take some steps back. And once I got myself in a better mental place in regards to like not expecting responses from certain people or support, it was like a big weight lifted off my shoulders. So after that, it didn't bother me at all. Like it's and the crazy thing about it is I get more support from people that you never meet. Like I'm not one of those people like no new friends. Like I want to
Yeah,
continue to
yeah.
meet new people. I mean, I have my certain circles or whatever, and they're so supportive and understanding. Like I because I get ghosts sometimes because my creative thoughts are just I'm working.
Artists.
But but once I realized that everybody cannot come with me, and they're not coming with me, and that is perfectly fine. It does not bother me at all. Like I'm so proud of when you look back and you see how if they've drifted that way and I've drifted this way, I still root for them. I still root for them from a distance, and it is what it is. You have to learn how to focus on yourself. Stop worrying about other people. The people that love you are going to be there. They're going to support you. Even, and it doesn't have to be with everything, like, me and I hardly talk to any of you guys, but we all have that understanding. The love is there. I'm ready to support, it's all good. So, once you get out of that state, because if you stay in that state, it will affect your business,
It does.
and you'll lose focus. So once you get out of this state and you're in a better state, focus on yourself. It's not a problem at all. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm just in a good place, in a really good place.
Seldom business makes lasting friendships. That's another episode, but we'll talk about that.
Okay. Yes.
You don't want everybody around you and sitting in your business because they sit in your mess, and then that becomes mess. So sometimes you don't have to talk to everybody to know your love is there. As people I have to talk to forever, and I know if I need them, they're there.
Yeah.
To me, when it's time to elevate and when it's time to go up, I'll be honest. I am a creature of learning. So if you went through it, I don't need to go through it.
Right. Me neither. I can see what you went through. I don't gotta go through it.
I don't even go touch that stove. I know dishes burned her hand. So I'm one of those type of people. So loneliness is I don't have it.
Right.
I really am I am a one-man band, if you will. But I do people say my personality attracts others. So I'll never meet a stranger. And I love people, like I said, me too. But like if a wish of mine sometimes is to come into a place where no one knows my name. And it might be odd because people say, oh, everybody know you, Corey. They know me because of the works I've done for people, the works I've done in my community. So people know who I am. But prime example, yesterday I posted something about me hearing that, someone said that I went bankrupt. And a good friend called me immediately, was like, take that down. You need to take that down. I said, well, I'm preparing for my episode today. And then I thought about it once I got off the phone with them. And I'm glad that they called me because it was very important to hear what they were saying. Let those people talk. But what's hurtful is that it's okay to let people talk. But when you let someone in your inner workings of your business and they know the ups, the downs, the highs and lows, and for them to blatantly lie, and say that you went bankrupt. For me to go bankrupt, that would be me having to restart my entire life. That'd be me having to do a lot of different things. And so to say I went bankrupt and I had to sell off my equipment to dissolve my debt, my cousin has my equipment in Houston. And so when you get those type of stories, it will hurt you. And I would be remiss if I sat here and say, oh, it don't bother me. It did bother me because this came from somebody who they said they were rooting for you. And to say that I owe you thousands of dollars and this, it's disheartening. And so it makes you as a small business owner, me as a lowly t-shirt wearer, a custom apparel, that makes you question who you are. So when you get elevated, like I said, I dissolved my business for moving to Seattle. Me and Jenny decided we came back. We have a third party who does all of our print. We don't touch that. We just work to push our product through marketing, through social media. And that has worked for us, but we've never, ever had people around us. I never want a snake in my grass. I'm sorry. Exactly. And I know people say that like, oh, when I cut the grass, I see the snakes. I've never lived a life to where I had to have a snake, because you can call me for anything. If I have it, it's yours. You never have to steal from me. You never have to cheat, never have to kill. And that's what I feel paying for. So when God elevates me like he has, God has blessed me abundantly, not just in this t-shirt, because this is small fries. People send me all the time, can you remake this shirt? No, go support them. Go contact them. They might customize it for you. I don't feel comfortable doing that because I'm already elevated in my career, in life, with the happiness, with joy. Nothing can take that from me. And so when you sit here and you have somebody so close to you that you think they got pom-poms and they got your Corey across their chest, for them to say some silly shit. And you like, it's believable because you were so close. I don't want that in my life. And I tell people all the time, and you're not going to be able to ever find out who they are. It'll always come out later. But if you always have something churning against you in the back, just know it's not churning because we just want to sit and hate on Crystal. Her cap saying all that. Somebody somewhere is saying that. And so I told, but part of my post yesterday was just, look, know what's always being said about you. You don't have to act on it. You don't have to respond to it, but you need to know, because character building is a lot. Yes. You can destroy a person's character, and it is not built overnight. To rebuild that, I can say right now, Mun is a thief. You know how many people are going to start distrusting Lamont? You know how hard it's going to be for him to have to fight that misnomer? Oh, where y'all get that from? I just got to watch my prayer. I got to protect my bag. That's not what you do. You don't destroy somebody. Okay, now you can say, Corey product ain't all that. I've seen better or whatever. I can respect that because I'm not the best. I'm not out here embroidering nothing. I'm not Chanel lettering. So no, I'm just plain screen t-shirts. I can get that. But when you start saying, Corey don't come through, Corey, I paid this and Corey don't buy this, he ain't gave me my product to date. See, that's problematic. And so, I tell people all the time, before you go out and spread that, call them, email them. But when it comes from your own camp, that's a problem for me. And like I said, I'd rather sit on this lonely island making no money or close this shit all the way down before I let somebody destroy my character. Absolutely. And so that's the lesson I wanted to say. When you go up alone, you'll never be alone, because you have some people, like you said, I don't have a circle. I don't know what that is. I never took up shapes in school. So I don't have circles and squares and all that, but I do have good people in my life. And so those people all have different circles and different people that they depend on. But if I need them, they love me just the same. And that's how I always tell people, you always want to collect good people, like collecting marbles. You don't want to be talking about, I need to be in that circle. No, because everybody in that circle is not for the people in that circle, but they'll be for you if you show yourself as good. Own lane. So make your own lane, pay it forward. And when he brings you up that escalator, don't be looking at people, I ain't got time. No, you do your best. And if they don't want to come up, guess what? I'll catch you on my ride down. And my ride down won't be because I'm falling down. It's because I'm traveling. I'm deciding to go there. Mm-hmm. So I tell people all the time, I don't really struggle with drama. I don't have it. I always created the space for me not to have it. And so when it comes to starting your business, going through life lessons, starting a career, you don't want it. You want to be able to be cleansed of that and focus solely on that. And I tell people all the time, if a person's connections continually change every time you talk to them, you already know the common denominator. Mm-hmm. That don't mean you have to start hating them and all that, but just watch them closely. And then guess what? Everybody needs a friend. Even the most hated person on this earth needs a friend. Yes. And you might be that friend. Try your best to instill what you know is right, and maybe they will change. Because I've been around some people that people hate. And I'll be like, man, y'all, they're not that bad. And then when I talk to them, I say, what is it? You get to the root of it. And then people start saying, man, I like you. Cool. Me and Crystal talked about that the other day. And you have to remember, you can't give up on people. And if they fuck you over, that's between them and God. Yes. Because God's already equipped you to win. Can't nobody take what's for you. And if you decide to fall back or you decide to let them tear you down, hey, then guess what? You have to take that up with you and your Christ. Yes. So that's why I get, when we talk about elevate, I hate to be so passionate about that, but a lot of people tag me sometimes. You shouldn't post this and that. And yesterday I did. I thought it was hard before posting it, but I'm glad the person that called me, I really appreciate them. They reached out to me, and it was good that they did, because I did look at it different. I said, you know what, you might be right, because I don't want them to be excited, because the person who wronged me, they know who they are, and they're not on my Facebook, but they probably on there on another A-list or something. I want them to understand you can't destroy me because you're still over there and you're miserable and you're sad, and I can't push you. I'm going, like what you say, Chris? I'm gonna pray for you from afar.
Yes.
I hope you wish you well.
Wish you well.
Guess what? You can't. I got to protect my peace and my greatness.
Protect your peace.
So speaking of that, why can we not win together? And things always start to become a competition.
Crabs in the bucket.
Once we start helping each other. Explain that
Crabs
to me.
in the bucket.
Crabs in the bucket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jealousy, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with us, but we get so jealous of each other for some strange reason. I don't know. Why would I be jealous of Crystal when I can't even draw? Right? That's not my talent. That's not my lane. That's not any. That's why would I get? People are jealous of people for something that they can't even do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that for the life of me, I can't understand that. Why would you be jealous of somebody for their talent, for something that God has blessed her with?
Yeah.
And that to me, that's what tears us down. Not only as I guess as people, as Black people.
Yeah.
That's what tears us down, because we get jealous of each other for the craziest reason. Like, God didn't bless me with the talent of drawing. I can't draw a stick figure, but I can't get jealous at Crystal because she can draw out of this world. I can't jealous at Corey because he can draw it. I can't do it. Mm-hmm. And some people have the audacity to get jealous at another person because God has blessed them with a talent that He didn't bless you with. Right. Find your talent and move on that talent and be happy with the talent. That's it. Oh, envious. Okay. Envious. Okay. I can go with that too. But either or, you're not happy with yourself, basically. Yeah. That's what it kind of boils down to.
That's exactly where it boils down to. The other thing that I want to add on to that, I don't understand why Black people, why we are so critical on each other. Small businesses, people who I like respect, have, they get on these social media platforms to talk bad about a Black small business. I feel like I don't see, white people doing that or other races doing it. I feel like it's our race. It just seems like we're tearing each other down and not trying to help. Just if you don't support it, don't give it the business. Like, people don't understand, like, it take a lot of work to start a business. It's not just in regards to just talent. You got to have the mental stability. You have to have the support. If it's just from one person, I don't understand the jealousy thing. I never have, and I probably never will. And those kind of people, I know that goes in the hand in regards to the previous study we're talking about, in regards to losing, people, friends and associates who, you thought, they were just in for that period of that time. It's like they don't want to see you succeed. It is the weirdest thing. So like Lamont said, it's definitely within them. I feel like anytime somebody's being negative about somebody else, it's not them, it's you. It is all you.
There you go. Because a complaint is a complaint, but when you start to tear down, it becomes whoa. But I want to. This was a very important statement for me because getting into Greek custom apparel. Everybody's shirts look the same. Both of you guys, Sigma, Delta. When you go to those conventions and you go through those halls, everybody has the same product. And so it becomes a debate on, okay, they want 35. Can I get it for 30? And that becomes, well, when me and Jenny hit the scene, everything we did was our own. So, no one really looked out for us. And I'm not trying, there's no empathy here. But like when we started arriving, we were setting up at these venues and events. People was like, oh, look at them. Who are y'all? We never seen y'all. And stuff like that. And me and Jenny was like, oh, we such and such. And we was like, we've been a fan of y'all. We'll go there and buy a shirt before it gets started. When we start pulling out our product, they start like, oh,
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Who does y'all designs?
Don't worry.
And we was like, oh, we do our own. We do our own designs. So I was like, oh, okay. So then at first they're friendly with you, they're talking, and then me and Jenny was so new to it. So you come there these lavish hang-ups and all these displays, and I said, man, you talking, man, where you get that from, y'all? I kid you not. By the end of the event, we'll be damn near sold out. They'll still be. They start cutting their prices. They'll start saying 3 for this, and they're looking at us, and so they're not even talking. So at the end, you're like, man, it was a good night, huh? Where did y'all get that from? They'll ignore you. Oh, you competition now. Yeah. So then, when we and Jenny hit the scene, people, oh, I heard about y'all. So
what you hear?
And it's like, y'all got patch shirts and jackets and stuff. That's not even us. We're not even here to compete. We're just here to bring our little stuff, do our little part, and get on out of the way. But y'all, it became a competition. And then in my mind, like, if we want to talk about it, y'all not even Greek. So who should be buying from your ass anyway? But at the end of the day, that's not neither here nor there. But like, we're just in our mind, like, why do we become competition instantly? Because we feel like we're intimidated. I'll never ever step on anybody's toes. Brandy, Sacred Heart Collection. That girl is cold as hell, and she does great apparel. She did our members only jackets, and people was hitting, how y'all get those? Where y'all get those from? I could have easily say, oh, talk to me, and then I would have and then I'd have went to her. No, go directly to her, and me and her would collaborate, and we talked about that. It's very important that we don't become competition with one another, because there's a lot. We are not even 3% of the matter African Americans on this continent. So what we're doing, y'all, there's enough to go around. And if I break out like Mon said, Corey, you took what I told you and you soared with it. What if Mon starts saying, oh, Corey, oh man, it ain't all that. No, he gave me the nutrients and we moved on. We should not always be competitive with one another. We should look at. I applaud. Like when I saw Mayo on TV, when I saw that stuff on Shade Room, and I be like, Mayo, oh man,
I'm sharing.
I know, and she be like, Corey, it ain't all that, girl.
It is.
You know how hard these people be out here half naked trying to get seen, and you out here just selling your art, and it's going viral. And I was like, just take that moment. It's dangling that carrot right there. Opportunity. You might not be there tomorrow, but opportunity. Exactly. Now. Put it out there, I be trying to get Mail to. I wanted Mail to do me a grad cap just for my home office. You think I
every other month?
Every other month.
Hey Corey, I'm gonna throw my name in the hat too. I'm gonna throw my name in there. Thank you.
The best thing, when Mail get the email custom paddle, and and everybody still be like, man, that's a nice paddle. She don't do them anymore, so don't even ask. That's how I have to tell them, because Mayo is. But I told Mayo she has so much talent, but it doesn't become competition. Me and Mayo collaborated one time. She did like this Delta girl, and that Delta girl was so. And I studied Mayo because Mayo don't draw like me. I don't draw like Mayo. It's Mayo. So I went to her and I said, Mayo, I want to do a Fire and Ice. I want to do a First Fam. Mayo said, well, here she go, blah, blah, blah. I had to study her, and I drew an alpha, and it looked like it came from the same hand, but y'all, it did not. Mayo is Mayo. Corey's is Corey. And I studied Mayo because I told Mayo she's so important to this whole industry, and she doesn't know it yet. But I want her to also just walk in it, stand tall in it. But it doesn't become a competition. And I never want it to ever feel like it's a competition. So I tell people all the time, hey, you want to do taxes? It's 50 million tax people out there. But don't discourage yourself because you're good at it. Go ahead and start it. You never know what door that opens. And so I'm very big on that. We should not compete with one another. It's very important for our community to understand that. Like, we are very critical. I saw D. Hunter said, it's a cultural thing. It is, for some reason, white is right. And I hate to say it, but white is right. And if it's wrong, we'll say, but guys, understand. But something black is whack. And as a community, if somebody Don't that I've seen that before.
Mhm.
And we just start tearing. It's immediate, and it takes 5 to 10 positive people to dispel that one negative. So we got to remember that. Please don't compete to the point where you start to destroy, because you, like she said, even if it's something that I don't like, I know how it is to start a business. So whoever that person is or those persons are, it took them a long time to get where they are.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't dare destroy it. It's just not my, item. It's not my equipment. It's not my business to support. But I'm never going to destroy them, because y'all don't understand the heartache and the pain, the taxes you have to pay, the people you have to come, they'll answer to you. So like Trump not paying his taxes, I don't understand.
Oh, it burned me up. That burned me up, boy. Because I paid more than he did. That burned me up. Oh, yeah, I'm still hot.
Yeah, because in 2019, 18, I paid well over
750.
Yes.
Over 750.
Okay, but so just again, I just wanted to touch on that. I'm glad. And so, now we're coming to the end. I know we're coming to the end of time, and we're talking about paying it forward and what you do. It's since starting your business. Is that, and where you are now, because we've all come a long way.
Yes, we have.
Our logos have changed, our names, we have really elevated ourselves. Is that something you would tell the first year you, with what you know now, to prepare for where you are today? If you can go back in time?
Calm down.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, I was really overzealous starting out initially, especially with the t-shirts and everything. So I would say take it slow. You don't have to place any huge ginormous orders, because everyone doesn't have the same vision and passion as you do. So take it slow and calm down. That would be my advice. Calm down.
Be patient. Patience is so important. You think what you're doing looks like shit, and because you're not getting like the feedback you expect. They may not say nothing to you, but people watching. They're watching everything that you do, and your time will come. So just keep working. Oz is watching it. Like I said, they're not going to say anything to you, but just be patient, stay focused, and just keep creating your own lane, and stop worrying about, don't look at what other people are doing. If you want to get inspired, do that, but make your own lane and be patient.
You know what I would tell first year me? It's so funny. I'll be like, don't start no business because of somebody else.
Right.
Be sure that's what you really want to do, because the popularity of it is just a fallacy. Because the realism is when it really steps in.
Right.
The customer service aspect, knowing your product, knowing your brand, knowing how to deliver, knowing how to come through on things. Yeah, that's a difficult thing when you're not really sure if this is even what you want to do. And so that's why I would go back and tell myself, because your shirt went viral, that don't mean SHIT. Do you really, really want to be in the business?
Yeah.
And that's something, and I laugh and I joke, but y'all, I'm so serious, because Corey was an architect, and I just used to lend my talent wherever I could with drawing. But business is something, even with logos and all that. You understand that there is a very, very strong competitive nature out there. I learned about a website somebody told me called Fiverr.
Yeah.
Fiverr or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just worked with a company. I did 10 designs for them, and I did 10 shirt designs, and they're going to sell it and do however they do their drop ship and everything. It's going to be amazing. And they were saying they already got good feedback from the designs, but they said they went to Fiverr first, and I didn't know what they was. They was telling me about it, and y'all, it was something. They said it was like talking to a robot. And I said, well, maybe I should go to Fiverr and lend my services. Because, when I do logos for people, y'all, the people are not not nice. I've done free stuff for people, and then I turned around and had to pay people for the same person. I believe in paying it forward. forward. And you know, I tell people all the time, y'all don't understand. As an artist, it's not easy to move a line. Can you just shift their mouth? Can you just move that hand? Y'all, it takes, you have to undo some things to get to that point. And so people just call you, hey, I don't mean to bother you, can you change this to say teachers and not just teachers? No, I can't do that. It's going to take me some time. Well, I need it like right now, it's going to print, or I need to get approval tomorrow. People, and let me just take a job out of it. Let's talk about real life. And someone's telling you that, hey, I should do this. You know what? I think I'm gonna take this job. Are you taking this job because you want it? Or well, people say I need to take it because I need to let people know I'm all that. And no. What is stopping you from wanting to leave your current job? Because I'm gonna tell you, in the climate we in, first to hire, first to fire. So let's talk about it. Yeah. If there's something you can go talk about. Now I'm gonna do it. Next thing you know, 2 weeks. Hey, just let me know if you hear anything, because you know I'm looking for a job. Why? Because I went on ahead and took that job, and I shouldn't have took it, and now they laying me out. They telling me at the end of the month out. So you know what I'm saying? And then you come back, it's like, really, y'all? Like you really have to know, just in your heart of hearts. If your gut is telling you something, you know, people always say, my gut. If your gut is telling you something, I'm telling you 9 times 10, it might be a roller coaster to get to that gut feeling, but that gut is right. So that first year, me, just with business or just with life, hey, make sure it's something you really want to do and not because somebody else told you to do it. So, okay. As we come to the end, I want to ask you guys, is there anything y'all want to say before we end the show?
Can you have another one of these?
Oh, of course.
In regards to this topic.
Yes.
Because a lot of us don't know. Like, I feel like when I look at you guys and just, you know, how we all started, it's no guide. It is no guide. So it's so important to pay it forward. But like, I feel like the people that have been watching, you know, that want to start a business and are struggling, you know, like, I feel like it's so important for us to share our stories. And if you add more people, you know, have them share their stories. It's, you know,
yes.
It's like, because to me, I feel like most of the time I don't have really that many people to talk to in regards to the field that I'm in. So with art. So that's why I love talking to you guys about it. I get motivated. I get frustrated, but I get motivated to like do better, you know.
That's good.
So please have another one.
I will.
I hope so.
I will. Mom?
I'm proud of you, man. I watch you. I'm still waiting on my blazer that you have been sending me.
17 years.
Yeah, for 17 years. I'm still waiting on my blazer. I will expect it very, very soon. But I'm proud of you. Like, you've really taken this Survivin podcast, man, the whole Survivin series that you've taken on when you were in Seattle, man. Like, it's really, really dope to see how you've cultivated this thing and you're moving it forward into something like this. So I'm really proud of you. Like, for real. Yes. Like, you are really like taking it and moving it forward. Like, so I appreciate you for having me on, like, and sharing my, like, my little bit of knowledge that I have.
It's more
than that. For like having me on and, like, you know, just discussion that we're having. Crystal, I laid off for you, but Corey brought me back to the spotlight, so now it's on. So yeah, I'm back on you. So get your stuff together.
I'm ready.
I know you're doing your grad caps, but you are like doing an amazing job, Crystal. Like, for real, like you are like an inspiration to me. In case you didn't know, like, you are really like killing it. Like, I know a lot of people are looking up to you, and you didn't start the grad caps. A lot of people don't know, but you are like, you perfecting it. Like, take that and own it. Like, for real. Like, you don't have to own the fact that you didn't create it, but own the fact that you perfected it. Like, and you made it mainstream, and people are looking at you as the person who to go to for the grad caps now. Like, they're looking at you, and you can don't be ashamed to own that aspect of it. You're the person for it now. So don't be ashamed of that, man. You can take that. I know you're a humble person. I know you you like to stay and shy away from the spotlight, and you know you're real meek and all that. But don't be afraid to own that. And I'm Crystal Mayo, and you know, shit, that's me. I did that. I own the
There you
grad.
go. I
For
own
real.
that. That's my baby.
Yeah, like, and you, because you did it. Like, it don't matter what everybody else did before you, and I know you acknowledge all those people that before you. Now, not to get it confused, you always acknowledge those people, and I understand that. I know who you are. I know where you come from. I got that, and everybody else that know you know that you acknowledge those people, and that you're not trying to take away from them. But at this moment, you're killing it, and you have to acknowledge, and you have to take ownership of it, and you taking the torch and you doing what you gotta do with it. So don't be afraid to take hold of that, man. Like, you did it. So I just want to let you know I love you, and don't be afraid to keep that up. So Corey, man, I appreciate you again.
Yeah.
And you, like, keep doing what you're doing, man. Like, everything that you're doing, Corey, like, from your whole professional career, I follow that, from the personal stuff too, man. Like, everything, man. You are really an inspiration to me as well. Like, you keep that shit up too. So salute you as well, man. Like, thank you for having me on. Thank you for inviting me to share my little bit of knowledge of this journey that I've been on. So
no problem. I appreciate both of y'all, because I've always been a fan of you both. And like I said, me and Crystal, we've been collaborating since we've been on the bus 2. We've been all that. And and Mon, like, people that I had to let people know, we can't forget why.
You have to let people know, man. You have to.
Because people always think, like she said, they think she's the catalyst for paddles. People thought I was the catalyst for how I did my shirts. And I was like, no, if it was not for Lamont, and I need to give you that. Yes. I need to give you your roses, because who knows? Like, man, people are passing because it's COVID. There's things, and you never get a chance, because people will always, like I said, you come out with one shirt every homecoming. You came out with a second shirt too. I tell people all the time, you are very rare, but I come out, I'm through this all the time. So people will never ever get to see, man, Lamont. And like I said, you've been on this episode, and when it first aired, people start asking, I need that shirt, I need that hoodie, I need that. So it goes to show you have to let people know. So, man, I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud, because, Mon, like I said, I know you got that wine bar. I know you got that clothing line. And like Crystal killing it with her business, her artwork. And Crystal's, we're our own worst enemy. And like I said, because we feel like we got too many irons in the fire, or we can't compete, or this might not be the market. And like Jenny always told me as a business partner, our markets will come.
Yes.
There's somebody out there for you. So that's just the way. That's on God. That's in life. And I encourage anybody out there, if you feel like you have something that somebody blessed you with, and somebody come up to you tomorrow and ask you, do not hold that. We're not playing spades on life. You could let the people know what you have, because somebody came to me like 3-4 weeks ago. All they asked for a logo. But as they talked, I saw they needed a website, they need their LLC and all that. And I knew how to get all that. And I told them, hold your cards to you to the point where keep your money to yourself until you have to pay somebody. Right. And you know what I'm saying? Like, do all you can until it becomes a problem when you can't. And when she thanked me, and when I tell you, that was one of the best encounters I've had in 2020, because you just never know. Like, she could take that, and I told her, she said, what I owe you for this? Nothing. Pay it forward. Because you're gonna meet somebody. You're gonna need that same knowledge base. And people call me all the time. Who does your website? Wix.
Go, Daddy.
Go there. And then people are like, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm not paying a web designer until I have to. Social media. I pay people to do my social media because they know that I don't. So you have to do what you have to until you can't. And I know the only way, Jimmy used to get on me all the time, Corey, you need to do better on your social media. You ain't this, you ain't that. And he was right. Social media is the way. You can't go anywhere. You can't market anything. You can have the best website, but if you don't have an IG or Snapchat or Facebook, you have to pour into what you need. So I just want to say, y'all, commend y'all. I thank y'all for taking the time. I know Thursday night is Thursday night football. I know playoff
football in years, Corey.
I'm glad.
You know I haven't.
People are really into this.
I ain't watched it since. Yeah, you know
Cap.
when. Yeah,
I got you. Some people don't own way words, but
I ain't watched it.
Y'all. I thank y'all for that, and I thank y'all viewers too for watching it and being a part of this. It's very important. And if there's anything you need, I know. I saw Tasha asked about what's the tip on getting capital. And when you're starting out in a startup, there's different ways to get capital, but really you should start with your inner surroundings because they'll get you to what you need. Hey, they'll invest in you, especially when you have something great. It's very important. People, I saw a lot of comments, people just saying, hey, and shouting out and just saying they're proud of us. Man, it's so many people out there that I'm proud of. And they do little things like just being good mothers, being good fathers, being good businessmen. And I just want people to still do what they do. Like Hunter up here, Hunter doing big shit. He's an artist too. And he's an art teacher, but now he's also a big time coach. We have to let people know who they are. We have to support each other at all times. So I thank y'all again. Tune in to us, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. You got Lamont with he's
all
on
my stuff.
I can't remember my own shit sometimes. And Crystal's KMM. Corey is Corey. Just follow us, man. Just support us.
Put in the link somewhere down there. Put it down there.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that. On that flyer, it got everybody's stuff too.
Yeah, it does.
But more importantly, though, y'all vote.
Yeah,
vote because we are in fuckery right now. Please vote.
Absolutely.
Vote. And I tell you, please, that stimulus, people need that money. We're not all the same. I don't get a stimulus check. I can't, but I know some people who really need it. And the way we're acting right now, vote so we can get a stimulus passed, because at the end of the day, it's not about a Supreme Court nominee. It's about getting money to people right now. The airlines has went broke. And it's not just the airlines. There's a lot of people out here who can't even feed their families. They're standing these food bank lines, and we out here dropping food to these unknown countries. But everything that comes with our own people comes with a price. So if you do nothing else in November, you need to vote. Please
October.
Vote.
Early.
October
13th.
Yeah.
And I meant what I said in the beginning. If you going somewhere, you text me and say, man, this line long, Corey, and I'm thirsty, I will come and give you some water. It's important. I'll come bring you something to drink. You got to be coherent to vote, though. So I'm not going to bring any libations. We're not going to get any wine from the month. So again, people, I thank y'all.
I ain't tripping.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're out.